In October of 1991, a small grass fire grew out of control, quickly turning into a roaring inferno that swept across the drought-stricken hills of Oakland, California. At the time, my family lived right below the blaze in the flats of Berkeley. Despite only being 3 years old at the time, I can remember the fear that gripped the entire San Francisco Bay Area. By the time the wildfire was extinguished, 25 people lost their lives, and almost 3,000 houses and over 400 apartment buildings spread over 2 square miles were destroyed. While the scars of the fire left on the landscape have long since faded, I am forever aware of the threat posed by one of California's most feared and beloved trees. Eucalyptus globulus, or Tasmanian bluegum, came to California by way of Australia. They were planted as windbreaks and as a quick supply of lumber. However, the wood split and cracked easily and was unsuited for woodworking and carpentry. Eucalyptus has unarguably transformed the landscape of the Bay Area. To some, the trees are deeply entwined with their experience living here. Others view them as a menace, crowding out native flora. It would be almost impossible to design a tree better suited for spreading wildfire than a eucalyptus. Constantly shedding bark that dries quickly, eucalyptus forests build up a thick layer of plant litter that acts as kindling, and their oily wood catches more easily than native species. The many groves of eucalyptus throughout the Oakland Hills have the potential to fuel another wildfire of devastating proportions. All it takes is one small spark. Managing the invasive population of eucalyptus has become a high priority for the area's municipalities, one they've spent millions of dollars on. Thousands of eucalyptus trees have been removed from across 800 acres. Most are chipped and sent to the green waste section of our local dump, releasing all of the carbon they've been sequestering from the atmosphere. This is an enormous untapped resource and overlooked potential. The workers tasked with this challenge face a host of hazards. The dense vegetation and leaf litter of a eucalyptus grove create an ideal home for the western black-legged tick, whose habitat is expanding due to climate change. These tiny arachnids carry Lyme disease, a devastating illness. Workers rely on protective gear to keep themselves safe. What if that gear could be made from the waste of the very forests they are restoring? Eucortex is a novel textile made from the discarded foliage and bark of eucalyptus trees. Biomass that would otherwise feed fires or decompose in landfills is instead transformed into a flexible, durable material with many of the same properties as traditional leather. Leftover bark, leaves, and seed pods from the eucalyptus trees are harvested. Each has its own useful attributes that help form eucortex. The bark is fibrous, the leaves are resiny, and the pods are full of oil. The bark is processed with potassium hydroxide to allow longer fibers to be extracted. The fibers are mechanically separated, then suspended in a solution of water, cellulose, and glycerin. The mixture is baked to remove excess moisture, creating a supple textile that's easy to cut, sew, and shape. When pulped leaves are added, eucortex becomes harder and stiffer, great for areas that need extra protection. It's resilient, resistant to wear and shearing. Its porous structure allows it to absorb eucalyptus oil, which has been shown to repel and even kill ticks. With subtle alterations to the recipe, it can achieve different finishes, thicknesses, and even colors, adapting to a wide range of needs in the field. This is not just one material, it's a platform, a way to create protection through regeneration, strong enough to withstand the dense, tangled terrain where eucalyptus is being cleared, and possessing innate traits that respond to the risk of the work itself. Out of the experimental process of material creation has grown Understory, functional workwear built for those who move through the complex, often hazardous ecosystems where eucalyptus trees are being removed. It's made for ecologists, restoration crews, land stewards, the people working to protect us from wildfire, tame invasive species, and create room for native ecology to take hold. Each piece is purpose-built for its environment. The garments are designed to move with you as you traverse dense thickets and uneven ground. They're reinforced for durability and protection, and of course, repel and shield you from any ticks looking to hitch a ride. I've started with a gaiter, but that's only the beginning. I'll be expanding the line into a full range of outerwear that includes jackets, pants, and overalls, as well as forestry tools and accessories. The garments are sewn using cotton thread with minimal hardware, so that when they reach the end of their life cycle, the inorganic material can be removed and they can be buried, prolonging the sequestration of carbon and eventually nourishing the soil. Understory understands that the landscape we come from is a vital part of our story, and that sometimes the crises that form us become the strengths that carry us through to a better future.